Hi everybody, this is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Boobot1987. This is my review for a day. And today's review, ladies and dudes, well my friends, it's that time again for another movie review. And yes, ladies and dudes, we are heading on to movie review number 48. We are getting a few numbers away until movie review number 50. But I'm not sure which movie review will it be. But that will come really soon in the springtime. But anyway, we are heading on to movie review number 48. And what's today's movie review for today? Well, to tell you the truth is, ladies and dudes, I got my cute little special guest here with me, my old buddy Kenshin Himura. Since you know him, I did bring him for a few of my videos here and there, but the first video that he ever been featured was the first live action version of Rurouni Kenshin. And yeah, I want to thank all of you for giving my movie reviews some really good views. It made it to 166 now. I watched it a few times here and there, and that became one of my favorite movie reviews that I did last year. But this year, I'm finally going to get going on the last two Rurouni Kenshin movies. And we're going to go ahead and do the second one. So for my next movie review is Rurouni Kenshin, the live action version 2, The Kyoto Infirm. And I will say, ladies and dudes, that this movie deserves to be a little bit better than the first one. And I will tell you why. So anyway, without further ado, ladies and dudes, here is my 48th movie review of Rurouni Kenshin 2, The Kyoto Infirm. And since we already know about the story that came from the second season of The Legend of Kyoto, it's a story about where Kenshin's finally at peace at long last. He's no longer the Batosai the Manslayer. He's no longer a wanderer. He finally found a new home in Tokyo. Is that right? Yeah, it's Tokyo. He found a new home in Tokyo. He has a new family now. He's living at the Kamiya Dojo, you know, doing some chores and all that stuff. And he wants to become a normal human being so he can have a nice, normal life. But everything is going to change once again. Thanks to these cops, they brought Kenshin over to some type of house that belongs to some bearded dude. And this bearded guy asked Kenshin to, ask him for his help. There's an enemy on the loose in Japan named Lord Shisho who had died once, but now he's back to life, and now he's a mummy guy, and he's going to take over Japan for some unknown reason. And the cops want Kenshin to go wander off again and try to defeat this guy as soon as he can before some bad stuff will happen to Japan. And this is one of the most difficult decisions that Kenshin needs to choose. And this is the most difficult choice of all in his life. Well, if he goes wander off again, is he going to turn back to the Batosai the Manslayer that he once was? A major killer who kills a lot of people here and there with a deadly sword? Or does he want to still continue on, to have a nice, peaceful life, be with his family and try to be a peacemaker for goodness sakes and try to protect Japan from the wrath of these evil enemies. So this is a really difficult decision for Kenshin, and he needs to choose his life very wisely. So anyway, that's all I could say about the major plot of the story. And I guess everybody wants to know is, what the heck do I think about the second live action version of Rurouni Kenshin? Well, to tell you the truth is, ladies and dudes, I really do enjoy this movie. And I finally saw it yesterday on Valentine's Day. I saw the first half in the morning, and I saw the second half in the afternoon. And I really do enjoy it, for the most part. I will say the storyline is pretty good. The characters are likable. I really love the sceneries and the highlight moments of the film. I really love the costume designs. It had a really good score, but I don't think that this movie is staying close to the anime or the manga. I think it's it has its own story in its own way, I guess. But I really did enjoy a lot of good changes here and there that's kind of different than the manga and the anime. So anyway, let's go on to the strongest points and the weakest points of this movie. I will say for the strongest points for this movie is I enjoyed a whole lot of good changes here and there that wasn't in the manga or the anime. I mean, I was kind of surprised to see what kind of things that they added for this film. You know, some things that we never seen before in both in the manga and the anime. I will say the beginning part was the best changing ever in movie history. I will say the Rurouni Kenshin, the live action version, has one of the best changes I have ever seen in movie history. There were three best changes I did enjoy of this movie. One is when Hajime Saito and Lord Shishio met each other for the very first time while Hajime Saito was on his mission to do whatever type of job that he's doing with the cops. That was pretty darn cool. I really loved the part where Kenshin, Niskaru, Yahiko, and Sanosuke were spending time together as a family, and they were watching this weird Japanese play that involves, I think it's something about Kenshin, maybe? I think that's what it's all about. But the most important thing is, one of the best parts I did enjoy about the best new changes for this movie is where Miss Kaoru finally got some students for her school in the Kamin Kashin style. I think she has like maybe 10 or 11 of these youngsters who wants to learn about, you know, becoming a samurai, try to protect lives and never slay them and all that stuff. And yeah, Yahiko became a part of the school and he became the youngest student for Miss Kaoru's school for the Kamin Kashin style. You gotta check out this movie to believe it. It will truly blow you away. So I will say for the strongest points for the movie is I'm glad there's a whole lot of good changes here and there for the movie. And as for the weakest point of the movie is I only found two major weak points. Just two. One is there's something dab in the near middle of the film that's kind of rushed. And the other is I'm kind of disappointed we did not see that important fight that we've all been waiting for if they should have added in the movie. Okay, for the first major weak point of the movie is around the near middle of the film. There was some parts in the near middle of the movie that was kind of rushed. You know, during the moment between Kenshin and Mizal. You know, how they met and, you know, tried to get to know each other. They just cut that off. There was some parts here and there that was kind of rushed. You know, like one scene at a time. You know, where Kenshin and Mizal met a kid who lost his brother. Surrounded in a battlefield, I guess. And the part where Kenshin, Mizal, and the kid went to that village in the early morning. And the part, I forgot that kid's name who took Kenshin to where Lord Shishio is. You know, there's some parts here and there that was kind of rushed and it was way too quick for the movie. I wish there's some parts here and there that needs to slow down a little bit and try to get to know some parts here and there to know what's going on that came from both in the manga and the anime. So yeah, I have nothing else to say. So my first major weak point in the movie is there's some parts here and there that's kind of rushed. And for the second main weak point in the movie I found that was so darn disappointing is we never got a chance to see round two between Kenshin and Saito. And I was waiting for that moment to come, and they did not add it to the movie. It was so darn disappointing. Where is the fight scene between Kenshin and Saito? Where Kenshin's going to start up, become the Batosai Manslayer again, and fight Saito in the Kamiya Dojo. Where did that scene go? I don't know why they did not add in the movie. That was so darn disappointing. That was the most important thing from the Legend of the Kyoto Saga is everybody loves the fight scene between Kenshin and Sayo, and they did not add it in the movie. It was so darn disappointing. So, yep, that was my most biggest weak point of all. Where is the fight scene between Hajime Sayo and Kenshin? Where is it? Why? So, yeah, those are my strongest points and the weakest points for Rurouni Kenshin to the Kyoto arc. And now let's go on to the characters in the movie. I will go with the two best characters in the whole entire movie. One is the main villain called Lord Shishio. And I think everybody did a really good job on this character. They got the look, design, the personality, and attitude just right for the character. I mean, Lord Shishio is a really threatening and terrifying villain. But the best part I love about the look and design of this character is the bandages. They got the bandages right for the character. After all, he's been injured for a very long time, and I'm afraid he's going to wear these bandages for the rest of his life. He does look like a mummy after all. That was really darn awesome. Yeah, I have nothing else to say, but Lord Shishio, he's one of the best villains of all time, and definitely one of the best villains for a Japanese movie. And also, we got our favorite, beloved anime hero, Kenshin Himura. And I'm glad that that guy who did the first Rurouni Kenshin movie, he finally came back and reprised his role for this film. I have nothing else to say about Kenshin Himura. He has a great storyline, he has a great personality, great attitude. He's such a great legendary hero of all time. He's one of the best protagonists for both the manga, the anime, and the movie. I mean, this guy really did blow me away. I have nothing else to say. Kenshin Himura, he'll always be one of the best anime heroes of all time, but truly my most personal favorite anime hero of all time, period. And so, ladies and dudes, I got nothing else to say. I gotta do this quick, so here we go. Here's my final thoughts of the second Rurouni Kenshin movie called The Kyoto Infirm. Overall, I will say this movie deserves to be a little bit better than the first one. I will say the storyline is pretty good for the most part. The characters are likable, has good sceneries and highlight moments of the movie. It has great costume designs, really good score, and I'll be looking forward to see the final chapter of the Rurouni Kenshin saga. I'm gonna watch it today if I have to. I gotta finish up this Rurouni Kenshin saga or I will die trying. So anyway, ladies and dudes, for my rating for 1 to 10, I decided to give the second Rurouni Kenshin movie an 8.5 out of 10. It's a good movie to watch. It's a little bit better than the first one. Just check it out right now on YouTube. But I only found it on without any subtitles. So anyway, that is my second movie review for this year is the Rurouni Kenshin, the Kyoto Infirm. This will be my next hardest one ever. And please join me next time as I do the last and final Rurouni Kenshin movie called The Legend Ends. So I'll see you guys later. Sayonara, and Kenshin, say goodbye to everybody. See you later. Bye.